I want to try out some of the stencils or stamps that I made, mark making things. So I got out both plates so that we don't waste paint. So basically I'm going to roll on one plate and stamp and add to the other plate and just try different things. I don't really know. I can't actually, you know how I can't think like too far ahead. So it's like playing chess, you know what I mean? Like I could never think more than 1 or 2 moves ahead of what I'm going to do. So it's not like I can plan this whole thing, but I just wanted to, I don't know, have a go. So that's what we're going to do. Don't want to make too much mud, so I'm going to roll off. And then I'm going to put some colours down here. It's maybe a bit too much. Okay. I'll just clean the plate so it's gone a bit funny. So it'll take a couple of pulls before that fixes itself. So we're just I'm going to stamp it in the dark and then stamp in the light. That's the kind of the theory. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Okay. All right. So we got that little circle thing happening. It's just going to be very simple techniques. We're just going to test out the actual mark making things that I made and just see which ones work, and if some don't work we'll chuck them away. We won't use them. So there's the first one. So I like the marks it makes. It's because they're irregular, and yeah, so I actually quite like that. Cheap paper, nothing special, just for these sort of test runs, just to see that, you know, if there's any issues with our making of the tools that we're going to use. So the circle one, these lids all came from this, so I took these off and they were what was inside it, sealing it. So excellent. Oh, someone wanted to know the paints I was using. So it's by Shuffle Art, acrylic paint. You just little bottles, but you get 36 colours in a box. I think you can also get a box of 24. I think my 36 was about $36 and the 24 was about $24 or thereabouts. It was under 40. It was in the 30 Australian dollars. So it was quite cheap to be able to get a whole range of colours. So we get this mottly look because I just cleaned it with a baby wipe, which means it sort of spreads. I don't mind the look. Definitely could use that in oceans, couldn't you, in an ocean collage? So I think that's pretty cool over there. So we're just going to do one at a time, testing out the ones that I made, basically. So the one I'm dying to try out is this triangle one. Originally I had intended that I would put the excess over this side, so we'll see if we can have something a bit brighter. See if I can roll the excess. Red and pink, we might have some white to go with that. Okay. Just pop some over there when there's too much. All right, let's try the stamping. So this won't make too much difference, you know, because we're not transferring it with different colours. It's the same colour all around, so we kind of need to do some contrasting colours. I quite like that. I think that's going to be quite good. I've got some wrapping paper as well, Christmas wrapping paper, which is really good for Geli Prints I have found, and some copy paper. No rhyme or reason for what I use, it's whatever comes up first in the pile. Just testing at the moment, getting to know what my mark making tools will do. And I love this paper. It makes such gorgeous prints. Okay. Trying to bring more of both jelly plates into screen. I'm in the dining room, as I said. I think I told you earlier I'm in the dining room, so completely different to normal. Okay, hasn't got enough variation of shading. I like the idea of it having different shading, but I quite like the different marks it makes. So I'm just going to move these across a little bit. I might turn that way. Okay, that's just about all in. All right, what should we try next? We've done a couple. Might just wipe that off because it's got quite a lot of paint on it. Okay, this one, interesting. So let's try some different colours. It's just going to be a mishmash of things. I'm going to try to do more of the multicolour. Quite a lot of colours in here I haven't even opened yet. And let's try some more of the blue. I've only got really one little sky blue, so it's going to disappear very quickly, I think. Quite a thin layer of paint. We may need to increase that. Okay, let's do some over here. Oops, that's quite a lot, apparently. And then, what was the third colour? It's a darker one, I think. Okay. Right, let's see what this is like. Okay, I'm using the A4 on this, and some wrapping paper on this. I like the put paint down and pull it technique the best, because it doesn't rip the paper and it cleans the plate every time, so you know it all pulls up. I've been trying to do the technique where you put down multiple layers, but I'm not having a great deal of success. It works occasionally, but I waste so much paper and paint because it tears. So I haven't quite figured that technique out, but I quite like that. It's quite nice. And let's see what it's like compared to this one. It should be very similar. There we go, a little one and a big one. Okay, no, that's the oh, we just did the triangle. That was the shower curtain rings. Totally good, worked fine. All right, we've got this one now. All right. What colours shall we do? I've got that new paint. Let's see what there is in the new paints. Crimson, Blue Lake. This is this artist collection. They were 99 cents. So what I want to do is try to do some, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try something. Oh, they probably all need opening. I have tried a couple of them out, but most of them are going to need opening. I'm going to use that as a stamping block, because these should all be the same height. I'm hoping it works better as a stamp. I can't think ahead. It's more a case of doing and, oh, that's nice, you know, kind of thing, rather than planning it out. I can't, it's hard to have a plan, I have to say. So my plan is, what I'd like to be able to do, I don't know if it's going to work, is I'd like to roll this out as a colour and then have stamp some black into it. I'm not too sure if that's going to work. Let's roll the black out with this. So you want this one that you're going to stamp with fairly thick, okay? And then I'm going to roll this one out. Not a bit too dark, I'm thinking, for what I intended. So maybe we won't do that. The circles a bit, I don't like those circles. They come out on the print. So I've ended up with, you know, a single colour blue, because I didn't like the way the white shows up. I'm going to take some of the blue away. And I wanted to sort of add black in, but I'm not too sure if that's going to work. Now go into the black, plenty on, and add it in. Let's see if that works. Kind of a stamp. It probably would be better if it was a lighter colour. I'm going to pull this, so a lot of this black off with the squares. Yeah, that should work. So that should be a bit less. We're going to put that on there. It's going to be a bit black, so or maybe we can add a colour over the top. Now this one, going to be blue, but yeah, stamp work good, just my technique's not good yet. All right, so what I want to do is like more of a kind of an ombre, so I can do dark and light. We'll add something to that to try and brighten that up. And this one's very blue. Okay, well, anyone would think we're doing an ocean collage. Try it again without the black. The black was probably better when the paint's dry. Okay, it's a lot of paint, so this time I am going to brayer it off onto. You should never leave it stuck down on with paint on it. The whole point is to turn it upside down, Joy. It'll come off in a little while. All right, let's spray this over. Start with the red. Too much paint, of course. Okay, well that's kind of an interesting colour, I think. Okay, we haven't done our squiggles. So this one's full size of the plate, so I'm going to just put that on that plate. Got our little handholds and pop it in here in the blue. Then pop it up here. I always end up putting paint too close, so I can't work. Okay, sort of squiggles. The first, a bit too dark for my liking. Probably be the same. Very dramatic, but I think with these kinds of prints, we can add some white stenciling and things. But that's very interesting and like nothing I've produced so far. So it's fun, you know, never know what you're going to get. So that was another stencil that worked. Well, not stencil, a mark making tool. Worked a little bit because it presses down and touches the cardboard. It takes away patches, which actually I don't mind. I'm going to try that one again. This layer of glue is quite thin. This one's a bit thicker. Let's try this. I'll try this one on that plate and this one on that plate. All right, what colours shall we do? Some lighter ones, I think. Maybe just a little bit over there. Oh, I love the blues and the pinks together, to be honest. I just love that combination. This one says it's pink. Okay, let's do this little ombre effect. Okay, let's use this one on here. Okay, and this one on here. Turn out the other way. So I'm pressing quite firmly. Let's just press a bit lighter and see if that just gives us the lines without the taking the paint away. Okay, let's try that on this one. And I'll put some tracing paper on this one, or baking paper. This one's not coming up a great deal. Okay. All right, we're going to put a bit more paint on it. I'll put a bit of pink on it, and see if it pulls up the rest of the pattern that's on there. Leave it on the sink. Take this one off. This one's pulled up all of the plate. Oops, we've got a tear. That's apparently if you leave it on too long. Okay, it's very different from one side to the other, isn't it? I don't remember the paint going down like that, but strange. And let's see if we've got a bit extra paint on this one. Maybe it's the wrong side of the baking paper. It's not collecting it. Let's put down something else. Okay, and I'm going to use the wrapping paper. It's just big enough. It's just kind of grungy, so we might just use a bit of white and pull the rest of that up. This is that new paint, Artist Collection Creative. It's just, this is 99 cents from Aldi. They might still have some, and it seems to be okay actually. I quite like it, and for 99 cents it's great for practicing with. Getting your techniques down pat. Let's see if this pulls it up. It's supposed to be quite a thin layer. Not sure if that's thin enough. I've run out of the I cut up some Christmas paper, but I've run out now. The other stencils or marks, things that I made. See, this is what happens, it gets left on the plate, but I don't mind that. But let's try another pull. Put that on the other side. down there. This is just 80 GSM copy paper, it's very thin. It sort of wrinkles a bit. But when I do the multi-layers of paint, I'm going to try using thicker paper. So the idea is that you leave it on to dry on the paper, but you need to have good quality paper that's not going to tear when you take it off. It also needs to dry. So there's quite a bit of calculation involved. See, like this one's tearing. Yep, it's tearing and it's leaving the paint behind. So there's much I can do about that. This is what I don't like. Aye. Okay, so slight problem with using the cheap copy paper to pull a print that was dry underneath. It just totally sticks to the paper. So we're not going to use the cheap paper for that to pull, but the mark making, we're just going to have another go with that one because I can't even remember if it worked. It's a bright yellow and an orange brown. There wasn't a lot of actual different colours in the new ones. Ultramarine, I think we've already got that one out. Oh, well, we're just going to try something a bit different. Yellow, brown. Okay, so let's just, oh, it's very yellow. What other colour can we have with the brown? It's going to be almost all brown at the moment. We could have some, what do we have with it? Orange? Yeah, it's just some orange to brighten it up. Oh, that's a lot of orange. Okay. Oh, I might be making some awesome pages for the future. Okay, I might, let's do some, where's that leaf stencil I had? Thingy, this thing here, it's a leaf pattern that I've got. Let's have that. Okay, this one. And I might actually try it on the, it's a thick layer of paint this time. Let's try it on this wax paper. I think the tracing paper works better than the wax paper, to be honest. Sort of a bit of a miss here and there. Okay, well, there's quite a dark orange colour. And this one, yeah, it doesn't pick it up, does it? And now I'm going to end up tearing. So let's put down some white. Kind of need a translucent white, don't you? You're supposed to know which ones of your paints are translucent and which are clear, opaque, but I have no clue. bottom half of this one doesn't have very much on it. See if that comes up. Okay, now we might do the rest of it with if the rest of it comes up. Do it a little bit thinner maybe. And this way. Okay. Oh, there we go. Got two really cool grungy papers. How about that for an autumn grungy journal, nature journal? Yeah, I'm actually quite liking that. Cool. You can't plan it. You can't make it happen. It just seems to happen by itself. Let's do dark, pink, purple. It's kind of squishing out everywhere. Okay. All right, let's try this mark making tool. Let's see what that looks like, shall we? Okay, it's going to be a bit all over, isn't it? Try to get more multicolours. I don't like this. This is unfixable, so I'm going to put this on the other side. Okay. Let's tore the paper in the middle. All right, I've got a big torn patch, but all I do is just cut that off. Okay. Now I've got a print I like, and yeah, it's all right. So that's using the wiggly thing, you know, all over the place. That seems to work all right. Let's try taking this off. See if we get that to come off without tearing. A little bit of tears. A little bit on the edges. Not sure why it's so brown. Oh, it picked up all that texture from underneath, so we've got a bit of brown grunge around the edges. Okay, it's different. I'm left with all this on the plate, so I do it like Cadbury. All right, so we'll say that's a success. So we're doing all right. I think that's all of the plates I made. So now I want to try out these big circles and create some different kind of texture. Now I definitely want to make an ombre tri-colour kind of a situation. I'm going to try pink, orange, and not that yellow, this yellow that fell on the floor. don't know if I like it or not, but we'll see. I'll do a bit less of it. Oh, it's very orange, isn't it? I might just try a slightly darker pink. Okay. All right, and now we're going to get some of these circles. See if we can transfer some of the colour with those. Okay. And then some of the little ones. And I've got any more smaller ones. Okay, that is my texture. Just keeping them like that so we can put them where we want. I'm going to put this one on a thicker piece of card. Put this green one, I'm going to put it on the beginning, on the end of that. Don't know if I like that or not, but anyway. It's coming off quite nicely. But the paint's just too thick and quite opaque, so that's going to need some white stenciling on top of that. I think didn't move as much of the orange around. And this one didn't leave much of the green behind either, did it? Let's just put the rest of it on this side. Okay. Yeah, that's what you call a fail. Okay, now we've still got some paint on here. Probably should have done it on the small one. Okay. So this is one of those times where you probably need to wait for it to dry. Okay, orange and pink. Okay. So they sort of work okay. What we might try now is the other way around. Let's put some more pink down, some fuchsia, my favourite ones, and some green, turquoise. Got any other colours I haven't used I'd like to use? I'm using the same ones all the time. Violet. I find these easier to use, I have to say. Oh, that fuchsia is the one that just takes over everything. Okay, and mark making, I think we're just going to, maybe we'll try some flowers. Got these flowers over here. Let's try this one over here. middle of this. Okay, it's all one colour, but it's alright. So what I do is I just cut off all that excess. Okay. Oh, it starts coming good and then it tears. I really hate that. Am I leaving it on the plate too long or not long enough? Okay. Well, it's definitely got texture. Yeah. Alright. Different. Alright, what next? We're going to do the circles again, but we're going to do them. I've got another bag of circles. Yeah, I've got these others that were left over as well, all different sizes. So we can do a mixture. So what colours shall we do? Quite like this orange. Salmon. Salmon in the middle. Sakura. Orange yellow. Okay. There's a bit much, isn't it? Okay. Are we doing the circles? Okay, I think the trick is not to leave it on the plate for too long when we're doing it this way. That's quite a nice pull. And a little one. Oranges and lemons, it looks like. Okay, now I'm going to do a contrasting one. So I'm going to go dark, medium, and yellow. Some blue. We might start with some basic lines on that one. Maybe use this one, dark to the light. Okay, that might work. Okay, try that, and maybe some dots. Oh, some ovals. Alright, let's pull that before it gets too dry. Don't want to have to put another layer on top. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave that there, might get some more onto that. And this one, let's see how this goes. Trying to do it very slowly so it doesn't tear. Wait a minute. I thought I was talking, woke up and thought I was talking to him. Nope. He always thinks I'm talking to him. I can be talking to the television, I can be talking to somebody else. He thinks it's all about him. Okay. Well, it's different. Got plenty of papers that look like the ocean. It's okay. I'm not entirely convinced I've got what I want yet. This nice pink I'd like to use. These are what I used before. Oh, it's that one too. Did I use that before? I was going to use the same brand. What's this called? Craft Smart. It's got so many different brands. You know, what have we got here? We've got Artbox, Semco, Craft Smart. The last one I bought was Artist Collection. Born. Boyle. These are Shuttle Art. And there's a little bit of Liquitex as well. So yeah, lots of different paints. I just buy whatever's, when I see something cheap, I grab it. So you're not going to be able to, even I can't buy the same ones, so, because they're just not there anymore. Once the stock goes, they sort of disappear, so I'll probably just buy it from China in the bulk lot, and then when it's gone, it's gone. Plus we're having troubles getting stock from China anyway. All the ships apparently are all in the bay waiting to dock. That's probably causing supply issues everywhere. And this is that weird, what's that one? Art box. I'm not keen on the old art box. And the pink. So what should we do with this? We haven't had any triangles for a while. Okay, maybe some circles. Okay, there are all those circles done. Some lines. And I wonder if we can make some birds. What else have we got? Some flowers. Alright, let's pull that. I've got this piece of paper here which is not great, but it'll do. This one here, I accidentally printed 2 of these. Okay, let's get this one up. And that's quite nice. It's funny, isn't it? Ones you least expect. I quite like that. Has a bit of a landscape look to it. Okay. Another one looks a bit like the beach. I think that's kind of interesting. Quite like that, where you use multiple texture plates and move them all around with different colours on the plate. So let's have vermilion, some white. Tone that down a bit. Some amethyst. That's a bit interesting colour scheme, and some pale. Might be too much paint, but we can always put it over here. The red might be a bit too much. So turn it into pink. Okay. Big texture plate. Little circles. This little texture plate. I like this one better. This one is thicker. Worked better than that one. The depth of the glue. So you need to make the glue a little bit thicker. So yeah, good to know. Some lines. Couple of numbers. All right, let's pull that. Fairly overall pink. I'm going to have to watch my original video to see what I did. I think it was probably more to do with stencils, wasn't it? I'm going to put that on that one, I think. Okay. That's that one. Now just sort of pinkish. Yeah, I find these paints easier to pull. These ones tend to stick to the plate, don't they? Although, was that those ones? I can't remember which ones I used. Quite like that. Okay, let's, all right, I want some different colours. I haven't done any greens because I don't like green. Let's do some green, grass green. I've never used it. another new lid to keep in the little bag for when we make another thingy. So it's going to be a very bright green. We might add some white to that. Okay. What goes with green? Yellow. This one's very bright. How about some salmon? Okay, let's go. All right. Okay, well that's going to be a bit sort of all over green. All we've got is lime green everywhere. Not sure that I like that much. Straws need regluing. I've got these straws as well. Okay, so the straws don't stay on with matte medium. We need to use hot glue or something probably. Although they'll probably melt. I'm not going to like this one because it's just all green. Right, I'm going to try that again. Turquoise. And then sky blue. For some flowers. Oh, this one. Well, we added the flowers to it, so let's put that in the middle. Okay, got a pattern in it, and let's have some. This bird's gone. Okay, and some. Okay, let's try that. It wasn't wet enough, I don't think. Dried off, but what's there is quite nice. It just hasn't pulled the green. I'm just going to put a tiny bit more. There, and it was the green grass thing. Oh, we might use this one. Like that. I'll put that on the bottom. the end off that. So we have that, which could be doodled on. And yeah, this one's dried too. So let's put green back on there. Might just put a tiny bit of, change the shade a bit. And the other okay, put that down. Check what this side's doing. Okay. That's a bit heavy duty lime green. It doesn't really work, does it? Okay, well let's put something else down here. What goes with yellow green? I don't really know, to be honest. I'm going to do purple, but I'm not too sure that it goes. That's what we're doing. Yeah, that kind of makes brown. Because we've got a red, blue and green. Did that before with leaves and it actually worked out alright, but I don't think it will this time. Okay, let's just pop it on this one. Well, I think it might be bedtime. Okay. Well, it's a bit odd. I yeah, did it upside down. Fail. So we've got a few failures. A very green looking plate. Okay, let's try flowers. Okay, and lines. Numbers. Circles. Pull it up. Okay. Okay. So So I think all of the plates that I made today, except for one, worked quite well. The triangles, the circles, they all worked good. The shower curtain rings worked good. This particular one with the glue worked well. This one was just the only one that's a fail, but I can go over that with glue. Just add a layer of glue to the runs that are already there and give it a slightly deeper texture, and that should work fine. So it's really easy to make your own texture plates. Let's have a look at some of the papers I made. Okay, these are the last ones I made, which not overly thrilled with any of those. I'm trying to force myself to do green. I don't like green. Yep, I've got some pinky ones which aren't too bad, and you can add to those. So yeah, they weren't too bad. Didn't mind those. Got this one, some orange ones. Looks like I've got a big one, a little one. I was trying to get something different on the other one, but that didn't seem to work. We've got more pinky flowery ones. Yeah, there's all these. This one was a bit odd. Don't quite know what happened with that. It's that weird orange one I made. Very orange. This one's really good for a grungy one. I mean, they're all just backgrounds. I mean, this one was alright. This one was very bright. Very ocean. Oh, there's a plate I haven't used. I don't know if we did that one together. I think we did. Turned out alright. One of my early ones. Different. That isn't something. There's these ones. I found this plate. I forgot to use that one, so I'll use that next time. And these are some that I did earlier, I think. I don't think I had the camera on for these. So I'll just go through these. The bird ones. I don't know if I had the camera on for any of these, but these are just checking out my original plates, the ones I'd already made. And some of it was going over prints I'd already done and then adding another layer because the layer underneath was boring or something. So they were, yeah, I think they were, a lot of those were already had a layer underneath. And then these were the painty papers, which if you change them a bit more often, you don't get such grungy ones like this. Some major fails. That one trying to add orange to the green, and of course the black one that was icky. So, well, anyway, the project was to test out the texture plates, and they worked really well, most of them. So, yeah, there's the squares one, letters, the leaf, all letters and numbers. So there's so many, yeah. Lots of things there. The bird one that I'd made previously. So yeah, I've made lots of texture plates, and they seem to work fine. So you can use chipboard, you can use items that you found around the house, and another one I added to it. Huge amounts of Geli Prints again, but I've got another idea for a project I want to do with Geli Prints. So they will get used, or most of them will, in a art journal. So yeah, so what I want to do is to create an art journal using the Geli plates, where it's a whole book full of Geli Prints, and then I can just add to them, collage on them, scribble, add paint, what you might call a practice or a trying things out sort of journal. Not where I want, every single page to be a finished product that's worthy of a video. Do you see what I mean? So I'm going to just, play around and have some fun in a Geli Print journal. That's the kind of idea. So I'll show you how I make it when I decide how I do that. I don't know if I'll just stick them into a journal that's already made, or whether I will use them to make a journal. I'm not too sure. The small ones aren't going to work. Do I just fold the pages and that's a journal? It's too small, so no, the 8x10 is too small to fold. So I will cut them and stick them into a journal book, into a journal that's already made. That's my idea. Okay, so that's Geli Printing for today. I'm going to carry on and do some more tomorrow. If I end up making some really awesome prints, I'll make them into a video. But otherwise, I'm just going to carry on playing around making prints for my art journal. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.